You didn't know that?
And,
I surprised him because he didn't realize he was going to be on camera. But welcome to another Humanization Project interview. I'm here with my friend Keith. And the first time I ever saw Keith, he probably doesn't even know that I saw him. There was a community panel at ODU a while back. I don't remember how long ago that was, months ago.
I remember going to ODU.
Yeah. And it was a panel on parole, and the chairwoman of the Parole Board, Adrianne Bennett, was there. And at the end, a bunch of people got to talk. And Keith got to talk, and he was thanking her for him getting parole. And I just remember I could feel the emotion in you when you were talking to her. And I immediately thought, at some point, I have to talk to this man and see what his deal is, what his story is. And so I'm really excited today to have him here to talk to me. And so I will tell you, I'm going to ask kind of open-ended questions. You can go wherever you want to go with them. That's kind of the point. And so the first question is, just tell us about yourself.
My name is Keith Lamont Flemming, and I was raised in an unusual way. My mother was dealing with back and forth incarceration, so I never really lived with my mother. Emotional questions, because when I was real young, I can remember just wanting a mother and father, and wanted to be able to say the same things that my younger friends were saying or doing, and I couldn't, because there was no telling when my mother was going to be in prison or when she was going to be out here with me. So my mother's name was Sylvia Flemming, and my father's name was Jerome Harris. And my mother, was, and I'm not talking about her, I believe to get stuff out, man, you gotta be honest about it. You gotta be open about it. So my mother was a drug dealer, drug user, prostitute, panhandler, booster, which was a person that would steal a lot. Anything negative at that time to say about a person, I could say about my mother. And not to leave my father out, my father was a big part of it too, because my father was he was a gambler, professional gambler with the dice. He used to shoot pool for money, play cards for money, and he also used to misuse females because he was a known pimp. Which is, a person that utilize women in their sexual parts for funding. I was real young, and I can remember the stories. I remember growing up, whereas the other kids, they could play with their toys. I would remember my mother, if I was ready, when she was out of being around a lot of people, and all them people was drug users. And they would do dope, heroin, and cocaine, and I can remember detectives always kicking the door in, and when they kicked the door in, everybody trying to run, everybody trying to get up out this house, and I was so young, 6, 7, that I would be in a state of shock, and I couldn't move. So everybody would be running and gone, and little old me would be there, not knowing what to tell the detectives or nobody else, and they always calling my grandmother and taking me there after it's all over with it. From there, it wasn't much better because my grandma was a known bootlegger in the area. So when I got around there, I was around more older folks that was drunk, and they would fight in the backyard or in the house, and couldn't stay there and go to school and live a normal life. So, I would be kicked off to a great aunt or somebody at that time just to normalize my life somewhat. And I grew up like that.
So you got passed around.
Passed around. I I started living with my cousin at the age of 9. And the reason I lived with my cousin because my great aunt, that was her mother. I mean, my grandmother, my great aunt mother was her, the one that had the bootlegging business. And, you know, she used to always come in and be nice to me, man. And I guess she'd get off work like 3:30, 4 o'clock, because that was the time I always knew she would come by her mother's house. Mm-hmm. And I told myself I wanted to live with her. She come around and she had a car, 2, 3 cars. She was always nice. And, you know, she just was living the life that I knew I wanted to be a part of. She was married. She had 3 sons. And what I did, man, from day one was I would wait for her. I knew she wouldn't stay running around because she didn't drink or nothing. She was visiting her mother. Mm-hmm. And so the negative lifestyle did not roll off on her. She loved her mother. And I knew she would be ready for a little while and then she would take off. So I was smart enough to know that after an hour or something, let me leave out the house before her, and I'll wait a block or 2 up the street. And when I see her coming, and she passed me, I would try to run as fast as the car to wherever I can. And for that day, I'd stop wherever I could catch up with her. And I did that all the way up to the day I found her. She did. And I asked her to take me in, and she did. I'll never forget it.
How far away was that?
She lived at like 2 miles, 2.5 miles. It really wasn't that far. She was the best mother to me out of all these times growing up. Yeah. And you know, I asked her, could I live with her? And she took me in. And she was very nice to me, but she had some sons that was older than me. And I guess they had some jealousy towards the way she was candid with me because I wasn't her real son. Yeah. And he used to always tell me about me being a jailbird and turning out like my mother. And they'll ridicule my mother all the time. Mm-hmm. And they always tell me that Aunt Constant was not my mother. But my Aunt Constant, I can call her mother. So, you know, that was a happy time when I found out where she lived.
And you all lived right around here, right?
Right.
So we're here at Forest Hill Park.
Yeah, this area I grew up playing at, and coming down here. And I used to come down here a lot just to get away and have my dreams.
Yeah. So earlier, before we sat down to talk, he walked me around and was showing me lots of places where he played as a kid. And was telling me about sledding and all sorts of stuff. You want to tell us a little bit about all that? Because that was kind of cool.
Yeah, as a kid, I didn't have a whole lot of money, so, you know, I had to do little things in order to be happy. And I was telling Jen how I used this trail right at the park we at now in Slavery at Road Ride. And it's a long trail. We walked the trail. And not only that, but they also take the trail that I use to skateboard. Yeah. Use the skateboard. So, you know, that was kind of like my life. I fell in love with basketball, and I was a great basketball player, but I just did not have the patience and things needed to go through school and play ball. And I loved it playing ball, and I really could play ball. But my patience was real thin, you know. I would quickly, my attention span would quickly turn to something else. Yeah. And I always been a great reader too, so my comprehensions, I could understand things very quickly, but I just wouldn't apply it. But I also show her, if you can look in the back of us, I used to fish right here. Yeah. They can see it right here. I used to fish out here and catch fish and whatnot. So this park had a whole lot of special meaning to me because I was raised in this area. I utilized this park in order to grow up and get by. I was never a bad kid. I was just a mischievous kid. Yeah. And I wanted to belong so much to the other kids in the neighborhood. I would do bad things not knowing it was bad.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that happens with a lot of people, and I think that's something that people who have had different situations growing up often don't understand. And in fact, my partner and I were talking about that the other day. It's like when you're feeling like very much a sense of belonging in your own family, the idea of like trying to impress people who are doing something weird or bad doesn't seem as appealing, because you've already got that sense of like belonging and love there. But when you're feeling like you don't really have that, then you really want to seek it out. I think that's a natural human thing to do, to want to feel like you belong. And so if you feel like you're wanting that, then going to those things, I think, makes more sense. You know?
Yeah, I did. Now that I done grew up, you know, some of the things I did, man, I was glad I was able to talk to my aunt before she died, you know, because she raised me. And, you know, at the time, to me, they wasn't bad things, but in all truth, they was, because this woman did not have to allow me in her home and show me the love she showed me. And I can remember her getting a monthly check for me, and, you know, me with my selfish thinking, I was like, she only keeping me to get that check. So I felt like she was just being nice and everything for the money. Yeah. And so my friends would ask me to go get money and whatnot, and my aunt would tell me no, and I would actually go in the pocketbook and take the money just for my friends and give it to them. You know, and that was bad to go in my aunt shop raising me. That money was for her to buy food and the necessities for me. Yeah. But I'm thinking that she getting a check for me, why you can't give me no money? And then I got these friends that's pressuring me that they ain't gonna be my friends if I don't have nothing to get them. Yeah. And I would go in her pocketbook and take $20, $30 and give it to my friends. Yeah. And that sounds so bad now, you know. And I was able to talk to her about that and apologize before she passed. Yeah.
When did she pass away?
I want to say 2007. Okay. But, you know, I was locked up. Yeah.
So how long were you locked up?
34 years.
That's a really long time.
Yeah.
How old were you when you got locked?
I was 22.
Wow. Just a kid?
Yeah. I was just a kid because mentally, you know, you think because you're in your 20s, you're grown, but you're not. Yeah. You know, now that I look at it, you know, it hurts really bad that I even did them type of things. You know, I thought I was taking my money. And in all actuality, you know, I was hurting my aunt, my great aunt, and she loved me because she ain't had to take me in. Yeah. You know, she could have left me out there.
So now that you've gotten out, what's life like now?
Well, life is okay now because before I got out, I didn't think I was going to get out. And a Caucasian lady named Miss April Wembley. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's a lawyer attorney. She sent me a letter, and then she gave me her phone number, and I called her, and she told me these people was holding me illegally, and that to pack my bags, I was coming home. Oh, wow. I didn't believe her. I had raised up $20,000 that they took from me, basically because I did not get any kind of help or any indications that I could come home. Mm-hmm. And here it is, this lady telling me after this that I was coming home. And I was like, man, I just spent $20,000 for a lawyer, and they couldn't get me home. Mm-hmm. And this lady refused to take any money, man. Wow. You know, she was like, you going home. So when she told me that, about 7 days later, I got a call from a reporter asking me to do a story. Mm-hmm. And he did a story on me. And he was like, the same as her, that you going home, man. You know, but I'm not believing it. I'm like, oh, I heard that 1,000 times. Uh-huh.
So how long did it take from the time she contacted you?
Man, once the lawyer wrote that, the reporter wrote the story, I went up for parole the next week. Oh, wow. I mean, they put it in for a special parole. And not only that, usually when you go out for parole, you take months and months and months
Yeah.
to get an answer.
Yeah.
In 5 days, I got a letter saying that I was released.
Wow.
So
Wow.
everything happened just so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I had to change my mindset because I wasn't a bad guy at the beginning. See, I did 34 years and I didn't touch anybody. I had crimes of taking money, but the violence was none.
Yeah.
And I did not have a prior record.
Oh wow.
And I did 34 straight years. I met guys. One guy I met murdered somebody 3 times and beat me out all 3 times. And I never forget it because every time he come back, he would talk about how great his 5, 6, 8 months was. And when I asked him how much time he got, it'd be like 8 years for killing somebody else, and he'll go home. You know, and I witnessed this guy going home 3 times. And I was like, wow, when is it my turn?
Yeah.
When is it my turn?
Yeah.
What have I done so bad that, you know, their crimes can be justifiable to the people and mine's not?
Yeah.
Because I hadn't touched or harmed anybody
Right.
physically.
Yeah.
I did do wrong.
Right.
But as far as the harming people or the necessity of placing them many years on me, I could not find a reason. I couldn't. I kept thinking maybe it was my mother history. You know, because she did time. She went to prison and did 12 years and got out. Then she come back and did 5 years and got out. So I never really could live with her.
Yeah.
But I'm like, maybe my family history put them burdens on me, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know who to talk to, and I didn't know the law.
Yeah.
And so I knew I supposed to have been punished, but I just didn't think I supposed to have been punished so severely.
Right. Yeah, I think all of that goes to show how broken the system is, how nonsensical it all is. You know, that the sentencing can be so different and really just strange as far as, you know, the actual crime and the amount of time that people get and how in the world. It's very odd. So hopefully all of that will get will get changed soon. And I think this is a big part of it, is getting people to see, you know, that we're all human beings and we have to start making some of these things change.
Well, since
So, yeah.
oh, go ahead. No,
No,
I ain't
you're
mean to cut
fine.
you off. Since I've been out there, Ms. Bennett have allowed me to go to parole hearings. She has allowed me to do things that I wouldn't have been able to do. I also was going over there to the Pocahontas building, and I was able to, I can't vote, but I was able to speak on behalf of laws and changes in the law and speak about what changes would do if they was to vote for this bill to be passed in a certain way. Right now we're dealing with the fishback situation, and I feel like, you know, I don't have no money, but I have a voice.
Yes.
And I have my hands and legs and I can move around. So, you know, even without money, I've been able to give back more than I ever was able to do when I was out here the first time. You know, and people have been giving me good food, steaks, chicken. I mean, stuff that when I give it to the people, they be like, how much do I owe you? And it feels good to tell them, you owe me nothing.
Yeah.
I can't take money for this.
Yeah.
Somebody gave me this and directed me to give it to the ones that need it. You know, I was able to go. I went to this lady's house and she had like 6 kids. And she didn't have nothing to feed them. And she had a boyfriend that was so lazy. It was real funny. And I called a couple of people. And are you familiar with the Jewish Community Center over there on Monument?
Mm-hmm.
I met a man named Dr. Sporum. And he's real nice, man. This man has been in my corner. He's been giving me things to give other people, you know, and directing me to the people who they asked to get certain stuff. And they give me so much stuff I couldn't even fill it. The truck had no room left.
Wow.
And I was able to drive from house to house that I knew of where people needed stuff and give them the food, and just to see the joy on the kids' faces.
Yeah.
Just to see them looking at me as if I was Santa Claus. was more than enough. Thanks.
That's beautiful.
You know,
Yeah.
it was, like you said, unbelievable. And I loved it. I loved it. So, you know, that's why I do it now, because I love the feeling I get from finishing doing it. This other lady, her brother had passed away, and she had never seen him in a suit. And she didn't know how she was going to dress her brother for his going away, for his going home. And she called me. Somebody told her to call me. And I was able to go places and get him a real nice suit.
Yeah.
And this lady cried, and she said she never seen her brother in a suit. It was a sad occasion that he was deceased, but just the joy I felt from this lady hugging and crying at me and thanking me that I was able to put her brother away in a respectable way. You know, those feelings are, man, I can't even describe.
Yeah.
And I don't have no money. You know, I'm right now waiting on my disability. You know, the people have donated gas money to me and things. I've spoke at behavior schools and, you know, did niceness. And, you know, at one time I thought white folks didn't like me. And since I've been out here, Caucasian folks have helped me more than my family will help me.
Really?
Dr. Sporm did something for me that I would never think anybody would do for a person as far as funding. When I first got out, a guy told me I didn't know where I was going to live. Me and my wife had gotten something, I had to move, and I had to get some money real quick so I could have some housing around, didn't know what to do. And a guy directed me to go, because someone had gave me a truck. And a guy had directed me to go to CarMax, which was really crazy. I didn't read the blueprint or nothing. And I borrowed, you know, about $1,200. It ended up costing me close to $5,000 to pay that debt off. I didn't know that they charged such a high price. And here it is, I wasn't working, they giving me this money and then put that on me, they would have took my truck.
Yeah.
And this man actually paid it off.
Wow.
You know, I have been paying him back in small parts, but just the fact of him calling me, telling me that the people, when you leave out from prison, give you no help. They put you out here with no direction. And told me he was going to pay that off for me. It was something big to me.
Yeah.
Something very big to me. So, you know, I got him to draw a contract up because I do landscaping, but I do it on my own. And any little money I get, if I make $500, I want to take him $3 and show him that I appreciate it and I want to pay it off because I am a man, you know. So I met some people now that do things for me that I wouldn't think they would have done.
Yeah. So you're doing landscaping.
Right, I do
You just do
landscaping.
it on your own.
Yeah, I do it on my
How
own.
do you get your clients? Just word of mouth?
Yeah, well, what I did was one of the churches, I saw that their property was a little rough. And I told him, would he allow me to cut his grass and do whatever? And my plan was to do it so well that other people would ask him who did it. You know, it wasn't much money. I mean, the job, if he would have got a company to do it, it probably would have been about $1,500 job. Whereas with me, the $100 that I got was enough because I was doing it for some people to see it and ask him and inquire.
Right.
And what I did was his parking lot, like you said, the grass growing up in the ceiling, where his parking lot is like that. And I've cleaned that up. I cleaned it up. I'm still working on it now. But what I did was get a full-time contract with him where every 2 weeks, and once I get it right, I can make $70 just going over there and keeping it right. And not only that, people are asking him who did that because nobody had never took the time to get all the weeds and kill the weeds and whatnot.
Yeah.
And different people have called me, and I just made me some cards now.
Cool.
And I'm getting people.
And so horticulture is something that you studied while you were behind bars, right?
Well, yeah, I didn't think I was going to like it because it was dealing with plants and it seemed boring. But when I got into it, and once you start seeing the life of the plant, and I know what they call it a nursery now, because they're your little babies.
Yeah.
I became so enthused with them, with my plants, that I would fight if you came in there and messed my plants up. I came the next day to class and I had my little plot and it wasn't right.
Yeah.
I was all to pieces. Those were my babies.
Yeah.
And just to see something grow that you started,
Yeah.
you know, me anyway, it just kept me wanting to do it.
That's great.
And not only that, or for somebody to give me a project and maybe I do a rock bed or a mulching job, and to see my work afterwards and to see how pretty it looked after it looked like a jungle, man, it just it puts self-gratitude in you. It makes you feel good about, you know, doing something because you completed it and it's not illegal.
Right.
You know, that money, when you get it, I actually made a lot of money one time, and I put it on Facebook, and people got on me about it. And it was like, but I was so happy just saying that I got legal money. Right. I was showing it like, man, I got this $1,000 the right way. Yeah. It was not like I was boasting or bragging. I was boasting because I did something the proper way. The police could not get at me for this money. And it just felt so good. But guys and people was hitting me up as if I was doing something negative when I did it, so I won't do it no more. But I was so happy to make that type of money and was giving to be able to give my wife some money to go towards the bills or something. You know, it felt kind of good. And I didn't go out here and do it the wrong way, so I felt like I could show it. And it wasn't a lot of money, but to me it was. It felt like $1 million to me. You know, so yeah. Slide back over here so we can see. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to
moving around. That's all right.
Yeah, I'm a little fidgety.
You're okay.
But it felt like $1 million to me. I mean, it just felt so good that I did something the right way. I want to continue. I got a program I wrote called Mentors, and it's Mentors USEF, and it's men taking our responsibility seriously. Also with it's USEF, which is a United Community Education Program, and we deal with creative writing, we deal with youth management, and we deal with adult stabilization, which means that people like me or people that need help, we want to find a way to help.
Are you helping people out here or people who are behind bars? Or both?
Both. Anybody that need help. I try to help the people behind bars by going to their hearings and speaking for them, the ones that I've done time with me, because there's a lot of guys in prison that have better characters than I had, and I'm out here and I'm doing what I supposed, and I feel like they would, and they still locked up. So I go and I advocate for them. I let it deal with single female households in the projects because their boyfriends or their ex-boyfriends have given up on them, or not really giving up on them, they just ain't know how to start doing things in a relationship setting. They didn't have time for their children that they made, so I love being able to find out if a kid needs some shoes or needs something. I love being able to get it. I love ringing their doors without having any motive behind giving them something. Yeah. You know, a lot of times we take advantage of them type of people because, you know, you got certain men out here where if they give you this, they gonna want sex or something. I just love this to ring their bell with a pure heart and not have anything. And you can see that what they think you want as a man, because some of them come on to you in that manner. You be like, no, I'm giving you this for your two little boys and you. And I'm giving it, you don't owe me nothing. And, you know, definitely don't want no sex with them. You know, I'm not that type of person that I'm trying to utilize them for your gain. Yeah. You know, so just trying to help. I'm hoping my program come along. People know about it because they know who I am. And certain people are coming up to me and, man, I know you know, off the blue, I don't even know they know me. And they'll be like, you're doing a good thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, that alone gives me the drive and initiative to keep on doing it. Like I said, I had some bad moments too. I deal with post-traumatic stress syndrome and anxiety. And, you know, when I first came over, I was bitter at my family because they had stopped coming to visit me, not knowing that they had a lot of work to do out here in their own lives.
Right.
I realized that they had been doing a lot of things because when I met their kids was in their 30s and I had never met them.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them are going the right way. So their parents had to get them the right directions.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is, I was being selfish, thinking about me and why my brother or something come see me. But they got 3, 4 kids that they got to bring up and make sure that they don't be me. You know, that they don't have to be in the situation I be in. So what I did after seeing that, you know, I apologized to all my family for my thinking. And I wanted to ask them to let's start anew and let's do this from here, you know, and that I was wrong. And we're going to put all our differences aside.
Yeah.
And now I'm able to deal with the kids that I didn't know that are grown. And I got some successful youngins, man, in my family. And just to be able to deal with them and just to see them with their kids, man, has been a joy. You know, a real joy.
Beautiful.
Now, the bad part. Like I said, everything ain't peaches and cream, you know, dealing with the youth, the Million Academy and things like that is real fulfilling. But I've had my problems, I've had my negative thoughts. You know, you be wanting to have cash money, and me coming out of prison is almost like I'm 18
Mm-hmm.
in a 57-year-old body because I don't have a foundation.
Yeah.
And I don't have nothing to say. I'm gonna be alright, you know. So just looking at that and being with my wife and leaving with zero money in my pocket puts me in a negative thoughts. And then you got guys out here that knew of me that would love to keep me in a negative thought by offering me negative things.
Right.
And I have to fight every day with deciding, am I gonna do this or am I gonna do that? You know, and I want people to know that, you know, a lot of us coming out of prison hide that part of,
Right.
you know, when we was in prison, you had guys that self-medicate themselves because they so scared of going to the psychiatrist, me included. It's not a good thing. We deal with so many problems and things, and you know, you don't want nobody to see that, so you got a covering over you.
Right.
When do you pull that mask off? I felt like I had to pull my eyes off because if I deal with kids and I'm being fake to them and not telling them about that part, but telling them about all the good part, then, you know, they're not going to get it.
Right.
Because the negative part is the worst part. And that's what you're going to feel if you do wrong.
Yeah.
You know, prison is not a nice place.
Yeah.
And it's not designed to me for human living.
Right.
You know, you go to prison, you better be prepared for all the negativity that can come up in your life.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So I fight that constantly. I fights because there's so many guys that will offer you something negative and act like they offering you something good. And you be like, do I take it? Do I not take it? If I don't take it, I ain't got no money for gas. If I do take it, I might can hurry up and get me $1,500 or $10,000, and then I'm gonna stop. I mean, but who's to say you're gonna stop after you get $10,000? Especially if you get it quickly.
Yeah.
You know, that might be an initiative for you to try to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. And who's to say that that police pull up and it ain't gonna be your turn to go sit back in that box? And sitting in that box is not a pretty place.
Yeah.
And I'm not a person that is really spiteful, hateful. I don't supposed to be sitting up in there. You know, you got some guys that I think supposed to be in prison. I'm not one. You know, I'm not one. And I know of a whole lot of guys from my experience in prison that should be in there. I'd be the first to tell you I don't advocate everybody getting out of prison. I don't advocate everybody getting a second chance, because I've met some harsh, cold people, and they can make you even colder because you got to protect yourself.
Right. Yeah, so every day I think it's a constant practice within yourself to make sure you're staying in the positive, right?
Right.
And it's I think it is important that you're honest with everyone, because if people don't talk about the struggles, then when other people have the struggles, they think they're the only one going through it, and they might end up making those negative decisions. Whereas when we can talk about it and say, I work at this all the time, then other people say, okay, I can do the work too, or I can make those decisions too. So
yeah, I go
thank
to
you for sharing that stuff, and I think it's really important that you're sharing that with
oh yeah,
youth
I go to
as well.
doctor, man. I go to doctor. Right, lately since I've been with my wife, I go to doctor a lot. Not only I go to doctor, I got about 6 different type of pills I take, and they make me tired. They make me sleepy, drowsy. So I have to take them. I start taking them there at night, because sometimes people actually think I'm taking it because they are anxiety pills, and they pills for post-traumatic stress syndrome. So they are mood-changing pills.
Yeah.
And if I stay up a lot and take them, then I'm really tired, and so I try to take them at night, and then I deal with high blood pressure also, and my blood pressure is very high. It stays high, so I'm just trying to do what I'm supposed to do.
And you had knee surgery while you were in there too, right?
Yeah, they did it wrong. So as we speak, I'm waiting to get both knees redone. They allowed me the thing. I'm getting ready to go to Aruba too.
Oh, cool.
I'm getting ready to fly to Miami and go to Aruba.
When are you going there?
Next month.
Nice.
And just for them people to approve it tells me, they feel I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, because a lot of people, it takes a long time for them to be approved for certain things, and they approve me for a lot of trips going places, and I can see some people believe in me, and right now my mindset is on doing some things that will place an impact on people's lives in a positive way. I got over 25 guys that work up under me. Cool. We don't get paid. We're doing this out from our heart. And my requirements is you just be truthful about your life. You taking care of your responsibilities. You paying for your living expenses. If you got a car, you paying and taking care of that. And you taking care of your children. Them are the requirements. And that you're not out here just drinking and drugging.
Yeah.
You got to be living life on a positive note, and you got to want to help somebody else.
Yeah.
And I have 25 guys up under me, and when we go to speak, man, it's just every time we speak, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because all us done over 20-something years, and we have some stories to tell that, every time you hear me, something different. Coming from it. When I was in prison, I made a kid. Not only that, I've had COs, police hits on my life, which I had to pay work for, and I've done a lot of negative stuff trying to survive. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not proud of it. You're gonna be a lion, you're gonna be a lamb, and at that time I choose to be one of the lions, because when I first came, they had a place called Spring Street, and when I first came in, guy tried to rape me. I'll never forget it. He told me I had raped his mama, but he was trying to make me out something I was not. And I had to fight this guy, and I fought him out of fear, and I got the best of him, and so I didn't get raped. But just the fact of a dude doing it and playing them games to me, and then when I was not the only one that was doing it, prison was really harsh, man. It was not a place to go if you was weak. You know what I mean? I've seen so many guys just get misused and abused just from their prisoners. Not the staff, but from each other. And then they got all these gangs in prison, and the gang members are taking over the phone system and everything. And if you're an elderly and you don't have nobody to back you up, you can't even call home to your wife or your kids.
Yeah.
They're gonna charge you. You're making them a 20 cents an hour, maybe $27 a month, and they want to take that from you to get, and maybe let you use the phone once or twice if you don't stand up. So prison is not the place to be. You know, not only will the inmates misuse you, your staff will misuse you because they're not getting paid a lot.
Yeah.
And you have these, like right recently, they was talking about the LSIs and the visiting list. That's not the answer. You know, we used to have family day. We used to take our kids and play with our kids, and you taking away the intimacy. When you downsize the visitor list, you taking away the intimacy.
Yeah.
And you need intimacy between free people and incarcerated people to make the incarcerated individual feel like something.
Yeah.
You know, just being on Kim and having a video visit is nothing, man, because you can't touch that person.
Right.
You know, you can't feel it warmth in their hands. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't feel it love that they share and want to give you. You know, a visit is real special. And especially when we used to get them. When I first came to prison, we had family day. Mm-hmm. We could play basketball, tennis with them, and we could they could bring the food in. You know, and during that time, drugs was not getting in no more than it is now.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but the drug thing is more powerful coming through administration than it is from our families. For one, a lot of guys don't want to put their people in that position.
No.
Why would I use you,
Right.
knowing that I can put you in prison, when I got this officer right here that don't want them at $200, or some of them make $2,000 off? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he gonna bring it, or she gonna bring it. And not only that, the person might want sex. And if I'm getting this woman, say I'm getting this woman $200-300. If I'm getting $200-300, that means I'm making $3,000. She think I'm doing something because I'm getting it $300-400 a week, but I really ain't doing that. She's bringing me everything. Yeah. So she's doing all the work. I'm already locked up, and I got a date of $220.50. So really, I'm looking at it like they can't hurt me. It is a bad thing for me to do because I'm hurting my people. Then I'm selling it to them without. And then I'm selling it to them at an exorbitant price, you know. So all the way around the boat, I'm doing something negative, but you got to survive. And then you don't make them a $27 if that. And the cigarettes might be $40, and you smoke. So what do? You know, then you got the parlays. And see, I was running all them type of things, you know. And I don't say that in a good way, but if I had to call home, you know, people tell me, no, they don't give me no money, what do I do? Then if I didn't have that and I borrowed from other people, they're gonna have store buys, and then they got power and control over me and take it and give me 50 cents, and then I owe them $10. So what do you do in them situations, man? There's a lot of things that can be corrected in prison, and Mr. Clark and them, they just don't have the necessary tools and information to do it. Because see, I know me, with me being in prison, now if I wanted to clean that prison up, I could do it. Yeah. And I knew I could do it. Right. And I could stop the drug coming in and everything. I know I can. Yeah. It ain't what I'm saying maybe. Right. Because I know how they do everything.
Yeah. Well, you know? I'm hoping that they start listening to guys like you who have been there and know what's going on.
And it is not the families. I mean, some of them there, don't get me wrong. Right. You got some people that utilize their family, they don't care.
That's not the main way.
But I'm saying the greater number of drugs getting into the penitentiary is through staff and their own employees.
Contractors and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you do have the problem of drugs coming in through the visiting room, but it's not as rampant as, you know, if you stop all the visits, the drugs not gonna stop. Yeah. You know what I mean? As long as you not paying them people, and you got people, free people coming in that penitentiary, they gonna get them drugs. Yeah. And you gonna have somebody that like some dude in there, and he gonna utilize that person. Cause I was manipulated. Yeah, I ain't love no need one of them females, but it was very easy to get a female to like me, and I had 189 years and didn't hide. Yeah, I figured like if I tell her I got 189 years, she knows she got to help me if she want to be involved with it. You the one got to check. So if I got 189 years and you getting a check, I don't want you to buy something for me first. Then I'm gonna build it up and I'm gonna start giving you money, but I'm gonna make 20 times more than you. Cause I ain't gonna tell you what I'm making. You know, and I'm glad I'm out that lifestyle. I'm just getting it to you real.
Well, I appreciate you giving it to me real. Let's shift it a little bit though. Okay. So now that you're out, tell me, what would your like most perfect day look like if you could just imagine like the best day you could possibly have?
My best day with me being around like 200 kids and having a camping 7-day camping trip and just being able to fish with them and just show them how to do things as far as with nature. I love nature. My best day would be the involvement of having some people around me that I needed and I'm able to provide. That would be my best day.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So I usually ask people what they're most passionate about. So I'll ask you that, but I feel like you've shown us a lot of what you're passionate about already. But
family.
But yeah, what are you most passionate about?
Every time I talk about my family, the ones I lost, the ones that knew that I wasn't a bad person, and I get to talk about them, I can't control my emotions. So I think I'm more passionate about the loss of family values that I'll never be able to get again. Or I'll never be able to show my aunts and them that, hey, I'm free now, and I'm going to try to do what I'm supposed to stay free. Also, my second passion that's going to be in the day I gone is to utilize myself in a way to help others that are at a disadvantage. You know.
You're doing that.
Yeah, I don't want to be. It ain't about being real rich. I mean, I want to live under the means of having things that I can utilize or do without having to think of a negative thing to get it. But if I could just come up with ways to help others and it shows, I'm good. I'm good. And I got an idea now with all these projects. I don't have the money yet. I've talked to some guys and I took my narco training, which is training with opiate use. And my idea came that if I could get 2 people in the projects that's in real good health, they take that training, and then when these guys ODing off of this fentanyl and whatnot, they can get to them and spray and save a life. And at the end of the month, I can show a decline in the overdose ratio and get these people to give me some money to fund it and get more people, because the ambulance might take too long. But if you got 2 people in the apartment complex that they can call and somebody OD and they can get to them in time, they can save their life, because that stuff bring you right back. So, you know, just, I got some ideas I want to put in effect. I don't know how I'm going to fund it, but I know the idea is good, and I feel like if I can just show the people that matters that this can be done and show them a decline in the ratios of the overdose, that they will back me. But I want my program to go legit. I'm under one step, which is a legitimized program. Mine, I haven't got the 501 yet, but we done designed things where we done had rallies. Ooh, trying to get my phone. Can I show you?
Yeah.
My glasses. Okay. Give me a go. Let me show it to you. Already. I'm gonna call TW. And we'll later. Okay, okay, my wife is you. I'm trying to find it to show you. Okay, I called him. I knew he said I saw the black truck, but right here. Okay, this right here. Okay, that's my walk. See, that's the logo.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can.
Oh, cool.
Stop the violence, stop the drug, overlooking mental health in the schools, college, campus, my workplace, iSupport.
Cool.
Okay, this is what we have, and let me see if I got the. Okay, let me take it down. Now, right here this is a welcome sponsor.
Oh, good.
And you can see that here, one-step recovery program, mentors, yourself,
Yeah.
Fresh and on Cathedral. And what we having is a
So
support
on
walk.
November 2nd.
Right, it's one-step recovery program.
Beautiful.
Right now, certain people can call and contact me if they're having problems with suicides and things such as that, because I've also been through that when I was in prison. I don't know how many times I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah.
I used to wake up and say I'm gonna make somebody else kill me. Now, ain't that a crazy thought to wake up that morning and be like, I'm gonna make somebody else kill me?
Wow.
They have a day like that where you just wake up and that's your thought to have somebody, and you don't even care.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Make sure you send me that. So we'll link that when we post your interview. That way
Oh,
people can see
thank
it
you,
and
thank
come.
you.
Yeah,
And,
totally. And all your other stuff we'll link
I'll
to
show
too.
you something else. You probably done seen this. If they want to know a little more about it, let me see. I'm not too good with this yet.
It's okay. We'll link them all when we do
Okay, and I'll just send you this.
Yeah.
Is it coming on? Okay. See, this keeps going. That's the news article. If you go, I got to send you this.
Oh yeah.
It's right here. That maybe I can show it. Okay, from prison to promise. You saw that?
Mhm.
Okay,
Cool.
you saw that. You did see that one there. There. But this is the Virginia Powder article right here.
Cool. Yeah. Link us all that stuff and
I
we'll
don't really
include
know how to do it, but I'll try.
it. Okay.
Or I get somebody, my daughter or somebody to help me. But I want Tim Epler of Virginia Powder.
Okay.
Okay, he's the one that wrote me. He's the one that wrote the articles that I was telling you about.
When
I
we get
first
done with
came
the video, I'll send them to myself and then we'll be good.
Okay, all right, because I don't know how to do it. So
But real quick, is there anything else you want to tell everybody?
I just want to tell people that, I'm sincere about helping others. I'm sincere about getting Keith right. That men need to step up, because the fathers are at a loss. And kids need a father figure in their life, whether it's their real father or someone like me. And that, we should support each other and not downplay each other's mission in life. I have a few friends that are doing other things, and I'm asking y'all, man, to incorporate me in y'all ideas and planning, and maybe I can be at some of y'all events. And I love everything that these guys that's coming out of prison are doing. I have nothing bad to say about any organization, whether they're bigger than mine or smaller. I feel like we can group up and do more important things. And I just want to commend the guys that are coming out and trying to be advocacy for what's right. And I just thank you for having me. I thank you for thinking that I was important enough to be talked to. And from this point on, I want to be able to send you some things that are positive and some things I'm doing that maybe will make a difference in this world.
The more we can all work together, the better.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get some of them guys, Meek Mills and some of them ones that they really know, to link up with some of the small guys, because they write these songs about us. When you writing about that prison thing and that negative lifestyle, you writing about us. And I hate to have to say that you writing about us, but that was my life. And now I need some of y'all to come and get to know me for real. Mm-hmm. And maybe we can do some things because y'all are more powerful, which will put me in a better place and also put them kids in a better place and them disadvantaged people that need help.
Yeah.
I want to say this.
Yeah.
I was with my friend and I had $100. I don't know out there because I had a whole lot of money. But I saw this homeless guy and I ain't had no change. And I said I was going to give him some money, man. He don't know that I just come out of prison after 34 years. He probably thought I was rich because I gave him a $20 bill. I had 5 20s, I gave him a $20 bill. And I cuffed it and gave it to him. And I sat in my truck and looked at him. And when he looked at that $20 bill, man, it was like I gave him 20 million. He threw his sign away. He threw the sign away he had and went in that store.
Wow.
And it was just a good feeling to see him. And then the biggest thing of it, he was homeless. He was a Caucasian homeless guy. And I was a black guy, which he probably would have never thought that a black guy would have done something like that for him.
Right.
So, you know, that made me happy. And if I ever get the type of money that some of them people got, I'm gonna utilize it in the right way. Yeah. I ain't gonna lose it with no foolishness, but I'm gonna do what I can for them disadvantaged people, whether they white, black, yellow, green, or gray, you know. And we're gonna come up with some ways to have some things supplied to them that they need and not want, some necessities. And that's about it. And I thank you, Miss Gina, for having me.
Yep. Last thing.
All right. All right.